Thomas.
Why did you tell Thomas that I was sick?
Well, I'll leave you to work that one out for yourself.
I haven't done anything.
So you keep saying. Too loud and too long.
I've explained what happened.
Well, maybe you care to go and explain to the editor of Mersey Night Out. They've just been on the phone saying they won't be requiring your column any longer. Remember, the one I wrote for you.
Jacqueline? That's Spode, for heaven's sake.
Skim milk, actually, Mr. Crosby.
Oh, we're using it over milk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right, it's all right. I'll have my coffee black, I don't mind.
Do you want some toast, Mr. Crosby?
Please.
Sorry, last slice.
Ah, never mind. We'll just have eggs on their own, shall we? Poached? Boiled?
They've all gone.
Ah, I see. Right. Let's find out exactly what we do have then, shall we? Best by October 15th.
They are. That's all right.
1995.
Oh, we were going to do a shot today.
I'll get Jess in the birthday trading post. Oh, I haven't got any money.
Well, there's a fiver on the side. Mr. Crosby's put into the kitty. Just get what we need for now.
All right.
Ah, now that's where you're going wrong, you see. What we need here is some sort of logging system. That way we always know what's in our cupboards and the drawers and the fridge without having to rummage around inside. And we need never run short of anything.
Hiya. Only me. God, talk about how many people can you fit in a phone box.
Hi, Bev. As my dad didn't think of Jackie Corkill.
He's over at number 10 now, seeing if they've heard anything.
Beverly, I'm sorry, this really isn't the time for a social call. We're trying to organise breakfast.
Well, I'm sorry, Bing, but this is a house call, if you don't mind.
I beg your pardon?
There you go, Katie. Delivered straight to your kitchen. Now, 2 minutes on the microwave on high, bit of boiled rice, and you're away. Dead nutritious, that. I better get ready for work.
Looks lovely. Thanks, Bev.
Hey, I've been thinking, you know, I thought maybe I could do some nutty bits and pieces for your party, you know, little nibbles and that.
I beg your pardon? Party? What party?
Oh, haven't you told Bing yet?
Well, it's not really a party.
It's just a few mates round on Friday.
Yeah, for Rachel's birthday.
Oh, I'm sorry, I absolutely forbid it.
Oh, come on, Mr. Crosby. Just a few drinks and that. There'll be no noise or anything.
No, I'm sorry, Jacqueline. But as I recall, the tenancy agreement states quite categorically no parties or social gatherings likely to cause a nuisance or an affray. And that is my final word.
Yeah, we're going all the way to Bristol on the big choo-choo, aren't we, eh? To see your mummy. Yeah. I'm going to miss you, aren't I, sweetheart? And you're going to miss me and all, aren't you? Because you're Daddy's special girl, aren't you?
Yeah, of course she's going to miss you, son. We're going to miss her all, you know, especially our Gemma.
I don't know. She's been a proper little mum to her, hasn't she?
Well, she's always wanted a baby sister. Sticks it on a crazy list every year.
Well, who knows, eh, mate? Maybe one day. I mean, this little one's been a bonus. Never thought I'd be a dad.
Oh, you're doing the right thing, mate. She belongs with them, man. You still be able to see her, won't you?
Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier, though.
Yeah, but it makes it easier for Ruth, though. To have a mum and dad who both love her and want her. Who are not going to dump her when things get tough. Or she's not convenient to have around. Just wish Josie had taken much care over her, too.
Yeah, well, Mandy'd never be like Josie. She'd fight me tooth and nail for you, wouldn't she?
Well, she won't have to, will she? Because you're a dad, and you want what's best for her. You'll always be special to her, son. And nothing can ever change that, mate.
Hi, love.
Is Jackie back yet, Dad?
No, God knows what's happened to her. Her plane was due at Manchester over 2 hours ago. I knew I should have gone with Corkill to the airport.
Just calm down, love. She's got to go through customs and all that, hasn't she?
Yeah, and the motorways are a nightmare at this time.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have left her to soft lad, though. Jackie, will you get inside? Standing on the doorstep in your underwear.
Oh, wait, Dad, it's like living in a police state.
All wrong. Right, and poor Pat. I tell you, if Max was my fella, he'd be well on his bike. Hiya, Pat. You all right? I'm burning an oil the git.
Told you, Bev. I reckon Maxie didn't do anything.
Well, if he didn't do it, what's he doing in court in the morning?
Probably the same as our Michael and Lindsay. The poor bloke's got caught up in something in all innocence. Now it's up to him to clear his name.
Patricia.
Was she pretty?
Please, I'm due in court tomorrow.
Oh, was she pretty, Max?
Yeah. No. I don't know.
Sexy? Was she sexy?
No.
And what did you think when you touched her? When you ran your hands over her body? That she was whole? A real woman, eh, Max? Not cut about and scarred like me? Is that what you thought?
Listen to me. Why don't you come with me tomorrow to court?
Do you really find me so repulsive, Max? Is that what this is all about?
You know it's not. If you'll just come with me.
You see, I need... If I can just work out whose problem this is.
It's a misunderstanding. There is no problem.
How can you say there is no problem? You haven't touched me in weeks. 6 weeks, to be precise. And even then, I had to go to you, to the restaurant, like some pathetic creature just seeking a little bit of her own husband's affection.
You know how busy I've been. We've been over and over this. The business takes up all my time and energy.
Except for this night, Max. On this night, you had as much time and energy as you needed.
So you're going to town then?
Yeah, then I'm meeting Mark.
Mark? Haven't heard you mention him before.
Yeah, well, he's nice.
Oh, quite like him, do you? Well, if you can concentrate on something else for a minute, can you get us that top Rachel like for her birthday?
The blue one from Topshop.
Yeah, she's been made up.
Can't believe he's banned the party. You know, he's ruined everything.
Oh, no, he hasn't, because I'm not going to let him.
Why, what are you going to do?
Well, what's the one thing he must be missing more than anything with his Jean being away?
Oh, Jack, you wouldn't. He's ancient.
No, not that, you divvy.
What, then?
Well, don't you say that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach?
Oh, I think it's going to take more than a plate of spag bol to change his mind.
By the time I finish with him, he'll be agreeing to anything.
See you later.
Hi, Mr. Crosby.
Anything interesting?
Actually, I was just reading about this new club they've opened in town.
Oh, yes. One of these raver joints, isn't it?
No, it's a singles club for the over 60s.
Rachel, I would remind you that I'm still a married man.
Oh, I hope you don't mind me asking, but... I mean, with you coming back on your own,
You were wondering whether Mrs. Crosby and I had fallen out.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Let's just say the parting wasn't entirely amicable.
No, but she will be coming back.
Oh, I imagine so, when she finally remembers that she's a grandmother. Now, this new club we were talking about.
Oh, only that it opens this Friday. And I was thinking that, you know, Friday's a good night for going out.
Rachel, I really don't think it's my sort of thing. And if all this is about the party, as I've already told your two housemates, I don't think it's a good idea.
Oh, Mr. Crosby.
Oh, Patsy. Listen, you don't think I'm being unreasonable, do you? Rachel and her two friends want to throw a house party in the bungalow, and I'm naturally a little concerned that things might get out of hand.
Oh, it's for my 17th birthday. Nothing major, just some music, a bit of food, and a few of my mates, that's all.
And the spilt drinks, and the cigarette burns, and all the rest of it.
Come on, Dad, you're only 17 once. If that's for me, I'm not here.
Okay.
You all right, my darling? You're looking tired.
Yeah, just not been sleeping too well.
Anything I can do?
No, it's something Max and I have got to sort out between ourselves.
I just can't believe he's behaved in this way.
Yeah, well, a few months ago, I wouldn't have believed that I would become the product of a broken home.
Oh, really, Patsy? There's something entirely different.
Is it? Or have we just become expert at papering over the cracks?
Of course not. Your mother will be coming back, just as soon as she gets this ridiculous urge to roam the 7 seas out of her system.
I hope so, Dad. I need her here. We both do.
How much is that, mate? Hey, I'll get the change.
Hey, Corker, where the hell have you been? You were due back hours ago.
The flaming airport, where'd you think?
So where are they?
They weren't there.
Oh, don't be stupid, man. They must have been.
Where's Kylie?
I've been on my nerve ends waiting here.
Ron, I waited. I saw the plane coming in.
So where are they then?
They weren't on it.
Ah, you must have got the wrong flight. Trust you to cock it up.
Ron, they were not on the plane. I went all over the airport checking there wasn't another flight.
So where are they then?
Oh, you suddenly care, do you? You're the scumbag who got him into this.
Sorry.
Those 2 kids are locked up on the other side of the world because of you. I was praying Jackie'd be back with some good news. Where is she?
I don't know.
you right just to see Dr. Smith? Oh, hiya.
Keep your coat on.
Why can't you see me today or something?
Yeah, I'm just sick of looking at the same four walls.
All right, so are we going to talk then?
You just come with me. We're going to do much more than talk today. Much, much more.
Thought it was my Jackie back there, son.
Still not back?
Nah. I'm gonna have to get out there and find out what's happening. Come off me head here.
Yeah, you must be.
Listen, son, I wouldn't ask you this if I wasn't desperate, but I promised Ron Dixon I'd pay for everything.
Look, Jimmy, if it's to do with money, the answer's no.
Come on, I can't let him down. You've got that 40 grand sitting in the bank doing nothing, haven't you? Pay you back when it's sorted.
That money's my future. Mine and Ruth's.
Yeah, I know, but without it, me and Lindsay and little Carly won't have a future.
Look, I know how you feel. Especially now that I've got a daughter of my own. And if there was any other way that could help Mike and Lindsay, then I'd be in there like a shot.
Come on. Just a loan. For Lindsay and little Carly.
And how do I know that you're not going to blow it all on drugs again?
Listen, I've finished with all that. I promise you. I've left it all behind me.
Look, Jimmy, I'm sorry. You've said that before, I can't risk it. For the first time in my life, I've got something behind me. I need that cash, so that Ruth doesn't have to go through all the crap that I went through. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
All right, Bev. Any chance for a bit of change? All right, Ron.
Going off me trolley here, waiting for Jackie Corkill's second coming.
Oh, she's still not back?
According to Corkill, she never even got off the plane.
Probably got caught up in loads of red tape.
So why isn't she rung then?
Remember, Ron, Jackie tried ringing us loads of times. She never got through.
Yeah, I know, but it's all this waiting.
Right, just hang in there, matey.
Packet of toilet rolls, please, Bev.
Got a special offer on this week, Max.
Oh?
Tarts.
Sorry?
Jam tarts, 60p for half a dozen.
All right, that'll do.
Thank you. All of you. I think I would have expected just a little bit more loyalty and understanding from those I've come to regard as friends as well as neighbours. Well, I think I've just about had enough of being made the subject of everybody else's petty-minded gossip and innuendo.
Oh, really?
I've been tried and condemned before I've set foot in a courtroom.
Look, whilst you may be used to conducting your affairs on the street, I'm not, so if you've got anything to say to me, I'll be in all evening.
How about the dressed crab?
Never had it before, wouldn't know where to start.
Easy. Comes dressed now. Little Trimere kit.
Oh, why?
It does. You start with a shirt and work your way down to his wee boots. All 6 of them.
Be serious, you.
I am extremely serious, Miss Rogers. Especially when it comes to food.
Yeah, and football.
Yeah, the 2 mad passions.
So, do you do this with all your patients? Bring them here, like?
No, not all of them. Just my favourites. I figure they deserve the best, and it's my way of reintroducing something good into their lives. Food doesn't have to be the bad guy, you know, unless you want it to be.
I don't.
Oh, that's great then. Because in this place, food rules, okay?
Okay.
That'll be Ron Dicko again. Come back to have another go at me.
Oh, God. Oh, thank God.
Looks a bit daunting, doesn't it?
Puts me right off.
It's like something you want to put in your rockery. Want to see a bit of magic?
Looks lovely.
And there's more.
I still don't know if I fancy it.
Just, trust me. Close your eyes and open your mouth.
It's gorgeous.
See, this little fellow spends his whole life wrapped in his camouflage jacket. And all the time, there's this amazing beauty inside. The difference is, you get to choose, he doesn't.
Choose what?
Choose whether to share that beauty or keep it hidden.
You not and be stupid.
Me stupid? With all those letters after my name. It's there, Katie, whether you like it or not. You've just got to learn to share it with the rest of us.
Oh, Jimmy, it was awful. Nightmare. They kept me hanging around that long and missed me plane, and there wasn't another one for ages. I had to get a flight to London and then take a connection. I thought I'd never get home.
All right, love, well, you're at home now, aren't you?
She was crying all the time, Carrie. Oh, God, Jimmy.
Come on, sit down.
They kept shoving these forms at me to sign before they'd let her go, and I couldn't read any of them. She was just sitting on her own, Kylie, in this big room with all sorts of kids running around. Just sitting there, sucking her thumb.
Poor little mate.
Why, Gary? Why did she do it?
Don't, Jackie, please.
She's only a baby, look at her.
I never meant for all this.
I can't believe you're still here after doing that to your own child. What were you thinking of, eh?
I just thought they'd stop him from leaving the country.
Oh, they did that, all right. By throwing them into a stinking prison full of thieves and murderers.
Stuffing your own daughter's teddy with drugs. You warped, you!
I never knew they were stopping in Bangkok, honest.
They could be living there for years in filth and squalor, frightened out of their minds.
I thought I'd never see me kid again. I was angry, them running off like that. It just made me feel like a right divvy.
Oh, and that's what I'll tell our Kylie, is it, when she's older? That her father caused all this heartache and misery because he felt like a right divvy. Well, may God forgive you, Gary, because I don't think I ever will.
Jackie, I wouldn't say no to another glass of this wine. It's very nice and smooth.
Coming up.
Why don't you join me? Seems such a waste of your marvellous cooking, my dining alone like this.
No thanks. I've already done something for me and Rachel's tea.
Well, it's very nice, first class.
What's with you? Oh, I'm knackered, that's what. Thought I'd try and bustle him up, but he's had me running around like some sort of skivvy.
Rachel, come in here a minute. Look, I've been thinking. Maybe I could see my way to allowing a small gathering, you know, a tea party, something like that. After all, just to celebrate your birthday.
Oh, really? Thanks, Mr. Crosby. See, the way to a man's heart.
Actually, Jacqueline, my dear, I had already made up my mind before you started trying your persuasive tactics. I'm no stick in the mud, you know.
Oh, that's brilliant, thank you.
Oh, and girls, don't worry about any of your young friends messing up the bungalow. I'll be here to keep an eye on things. So, here's to a successful party. Cheers.
Thank God I knew they'd be back. Where are they? Michael!
Vaughn.
Michael! Michael, son!
Vaughn? He's not here.
Where are they, Jimmy? I thought they were back.
Children in bed?
Well, where do you think they are?
Oh, for God's sake. I don't suppose there's the remotest possibility that we could sit down and discuss this in a civilized manner.
Oh, it's civility you want from me now, is it? The dutiful little wife?
I suppose that's too much to ask.
Well, actually, Max, yes, it is. Because all I've heard from you during this disgusting affair is what it's doing to you. Well, what about me? I'm in this too. And so are Thomas and Alice, and people are looking at us and whispering. You take one risk and you jeopardize all of us, you stupid, arrogant swine.
I never went with that woman, nor anyone else for that matter. I mean, the least I expect is a little bit of trust from my own wife.
How dare you? After all the lying and the cheating, you expect me to trust you? Oh, not again, Max. Never.
Well, what the hell do you expect me to do?
Well, for a start, you can find yourself a clinic and have an AIDS test.
Surely you can't mean that.
Because until you do, I don't want you anywhere near me or the children.
and drawn, and she's got these dark circles under her eyes. And she's taken to biting her nails. Right down there. Red raw. And she cries a lot. Never used to cry, our Lindsay. Even when she was little. Remember how her hair used to swing when she moved? All soft and silky and shiny. It doesn't anymore. It's all massive, you know. There's this stench to it.
Don't, love.
How's our Michael doing?
He's frightened, Ron, you know. He's confused. Never seen him so quiet.
Well, at least they've got each other, eh?
They haven't seen each other since they were arrested, Jimmy. They've left them with nothing. No privacy, no decency, nothing.
Jackie, are they eating? I mean, they have to keep the strength up.
Not on that slop to give them. A decent meal has to be paid for, Ron, and they're running out of money. I gave them what little I had, you know, but I don't know what they'll do when that runs out.
But there must be something we can do.
The last time I saw her, Jimmy, she looked at me like she did when she was a little girl. Those big eyes staring up at me, wanting me to make it better. Only I couldn't this time. And Mum couldn't make it better.
It's all right, love.
Jimmy, you've got to do something.
I will, love, I will.
Listen, we've got to get out there. They're going to go under living like that.
I'll get the money, love. If it's the last thing you do, I'll get it.
We'll get him home, Jack. We have to.
Please. Just bring my Lindsay home.
The Brookside video of the backstage tour is now available, either from shops or by sending a cheque for £12.99, payable to BSS, to Brookside, the backstage tour, PO Box 6120, London W5 2GJ.
First on 4, everybody needs good neighbours, especially Max Farnham.
Patricia, please, just open the door. I'm due in court in 40 minutes. Patricia, will you please come out? Look, I'm going in there and I'm going to plead not guilty. I am not guilty and I want you to be there. Patricia?
I'm afraid I don't want anything to do with it.
Please.
I'm sorry. I'm just not interested. And even if I were, it's Rachel's afternoon off. I need to be at the shop.
Shut the bloody shop! I'm not guilty. That's why I want you to be there, so I can deny this publicly. This ridiculous charge.
You mean you want me there, smiling and supporting you like some wronged MP's wife?
Patricia, please.
Well, why don't we go the whole hog? Have a photo call on the front path. Big smiles, happy families.
Ah, look, for the 1000th time, I didn't do it. And I'm going to prove it, even if it takes every penny we've got.
Oh, no, not what we've got. You are not having a penny of my money.
All right, I'm not saying that we spend your money. Just come with me, please.
No.
Yeah, but where else would you get a taxi company for 1,500 quid? I'm practically giving it away. Yeah, well, it's your loss. You'll be kicking yourself one day. No joy? Are you stupid or something? No, don't bother answering that. I know you are. You've never got 1,500 quid for it. It's not even be enough.
How much do you need?
It's a bottomless pit, isn't it, eh? Lawyers for Lindsay and Mike. Airfares out there. Hotel expenses. Living costs for them in prison.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Yeah. You can do what I'm going to do today. Sucking up to building society managers trying to get a 15 grand loan on this place. Although, on second thoughts, just concentrate on keeping little Carly happy, eh?
I will, yeah.
Yeah. And another thing. When I get this money together and I get them two out of jail, don't you be thinking that it's me and Jackie who's going to be slogging our guts out to pay it back. You're going to get yourself a job, any flaming job, and you're going to pay it back, every last penny, even if it takes you forever. All right?
Hello? Can I speak to Big Davy, please?
Hiya.
Hi, Rose. I, didn't expect to see you working around here.
Well, there's a couple of people off sick. I'm just standing in late.
How's things at your mom's?
Oh, okay. You know what she's like. Take your shoes off, watch that cup doesn't mark me chair arm. The usual Mrs. Housesprout. How about you and Ollie?
Oh, all right. My turn to do the tea again tonight. Chips.
I should have phoned to say thanks for my birthday card.
It's all right. I understand. Did you get that letter from the solicitors I sent on to your mom's?
I did, yeah. Well, that's where I'm going this Abby, actually. Got an appointment at 2.
Oh, we haven't been there for ages. What's happening?
Well, we've got a court date in May. I'm just going in to discuss the case.
Do you want me to come with you?
Do you mind? I'm not very good at all this legal stuff.
As long as you don't mind. It's your case.
If you're sure.
I want to be there. I mean, whatever's gone on between us, we've always been together over that, haven't we? It needs sorting out.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I'll see you there then, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you later.
She all right?
She's fine. No, she's not as tired as she was.
God only knows what she could have caused in that place. God knows what would have happened to her if I hadn't been able to go and fetch her.
I'm sorry, you know, Jackie.
Don't talk to me, I'm sorry.
If I could just go back.
Why me hold these fists out?
What are you doing?
Just trying to pack this box of stuff to send to our Lindsay.
Soup?
You haven't got a clue, have you? Don't get anything out there, you know. It's not cushy like the prisons in this country. There's nothing they don't have to pay for.
Yeah, let me do it.
Fine.
I once did a day packing Christmas hampers. Look, I just want to help.
You can't.
It was awful. I felt like everyone's eyes were on me, like I was some kind of pervert.
But you shouldn't feel like that. You're innocent. It was all a mistake.
I know that and you know that, so why hasn't anybody said they believe me?
Haven't you told Patricia yet?
The newspapers picked me at the post.
But why on earth didn't you tell her? I told you the last time you were here to get on with it and tell her everything.
I just couldn't.
And now she doesn't believe a word of it.
She barely even speak to me. I've been banished to her. Put you up in Thomas's room. She's even asked me to go for an AIDS test.
What?
Friends and neighbours and staff at the restaurant are sniggering at me and pointing the finger, and my own wife won't even believe I'm innocent. This is all wrong. Things were just starting to take off. The award for grants and the food column in the listings magazine. Oh, I've been given the boot by them, by the way. And then some little tart comes along and destroys everything. I haven't even been found guilty, for God's sake. I thought you were supposed to be innocent until proven otherwise, but that's not true, is it? The police, or that girl, or whoever can just tip the wink to a newspaper and my name is blackened forever. My career trashed and my marriage is on the rocks. This could have been a lot different if I was a woman. This would not have happened. Her name would have been protected throughout. All right, I know I was foolish for driving in that part of town, and I know I was naive for thinking I could make things straight. But not this, Susanna. I don't deserve this. For Patricia not to believe me. It's unbearable.
So what was it like over there?
She really cared.
I do, yeah. I know she did the dirty on me and went off with Mike Dixon, but I still cared about her. I never wanted anything like this to happen. I'm worried as well, honest I am.
Then why aren't you on the next plane out to Thailand to tell the police what you did? Why aren't you knocking the doors of the jail down, Gary, to tell them our Linz is innocent? So is Michael Dixon.
If it'd do any good, I'd go.
Would you?
I would, Jackie. I've already given me statement to the busies here. They've done nothing. What chance would I stand with a load of foreigners? I asked you how Lindsay was.
Same as you'd be. Frightened. Confused. How would you like to be locked in a room with 20 other people you couldn't even talk to? 20 other people with all sorts of diseases you had to share the same toilet with? 20 other people who might have actually done what they're locked up for?
I never thought.
No, you never thought. That's why I'm packing this box. On the day I went in to see her, she'd started a period. She had to rip the sleeve off a dirty T-shirt and use that. Can you understand what that's like? How she felt? And it'd be like that month after month unless I keep on sending her stuff. Why the hell did you do it? Jimmy's walking the streets trying to get a loan to pay for the lawyers and all the rest of it. What if you can't get it? What if she has to stand trial without a lawyer and ends up facing the death sentence? Even if he does raise the money, there's no guarantee she'll get off. And what if it bankrupts us, eh? What happens then? She could be stuck in that LL for the best years of her life with us swamped in debt and no chance of seeing her. Or even sending her a box of tampons. Go and put your daughter to bed, Helen. The least you can do is make an effort to look after her.
Look, Max. If you want, I'll go with you now and tell Patricia. I'm that certain of you, Max. I know you didn't go with this girl.
No way.
No, but I could persuade her,
No,
I'm sure.
Definitely not. Only make things worse.
She went down all right.
She hasn't got a temperature or anything, has she?
No, she's fine. Still knackered, poor little girl. You finished packing it? Do you want me to go down to the post office and send it off?
No, I'll see to it.
Jackie, will you please let me help? I've said I'm sorry, and I'm going to regret what I've done forevermore. But I need to help, and you two, you just keep pushing me out.
There's nothing you can do.
There might be something. Look, I know you're going to go mad, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I want to make you and Jimmy the offer. All you got to do is say no, and that's that. We'll forget all about it.
What?
If you and Jimmy can't get a loan, I might be able to help. Jimmy told me it costs thousands to get Mike and Lindsay out. Well, I might be able to get that. I've got a load of that smack hidden, and I've got a buyer.
Go on.
I thought you'd go off your head.
My daughter's living in a nightmare halfway across the world. I'll listen to anything, even from you. How much would it make?
Well, it's top wax stuff, so it could fetch as much as, I don't know, 30,000. Oh, no guarantees, like. I mean, it could be much less than that. But Davy Tilston said he'll have a look at it.
So it wouldn't have to be sold on the street, then?
I know Jimmy'll go bananas. I know he's sworn he'll never have anything to do with drugs again. But you could have the money fast, Jackie. You could get the lawyers and everything straight away.
What about the risk?
There's always a risk, but it's up to you. I'll take the risks. It's the least I can do. So what do you say?
All right, Rose.
I thought you changed your mind about coming.
Oh, don't be soft. I just had something to sort out at work. I thought you'd have been in there by now.
No, the solicitors had to make a few agent calls.
Oh. I never knew these people knew the word agent.
Oh, Lee hasn't been to see me, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Rose, but I can't make him. He won't talk to me at all. Spends most of the time up in his room these days.
He's not getting into trouble, is he?
No, I don't think so. I hope not.
I dread the thought of him getting in with the wrong crowd again.
We could blame him if he did. Everyone would turn around and point the finger at us two. Well, me anyway.
It's the worst of all this. Us separating and that. Can't have been a picnic for him watching the carry-on between us, can it?
No. No, it can't have been.
I hope there's going to be enough booze.
Most people to bring a bottle, haven't you?
Yeah, I hope they do. I was going to run out of drinks. I can't really afford any more.
Well, we shouldn't have got Mr. Crosby this. Should have had another go at trying to talk him out of coming.
Oh, I felt it awkward, though. I mean, it is his house.
I know, but it's going to be embarrassing. I mean, look at this stuff lying round.
Bing's bloomers.
Yeah, baby's had them since the war.
Do you mind? You're going to put me off my dinner. Oh, do you want any of this?
No, Todd, I'll get me own, thanks.
I thought you'd sorted out all this eating stuff.
Well, I'm getting there. I just see what Mark says.
Oh, seems weird calling a doctor by his first name.
I've told you he's a counsellor.
I just find it really hard to believe they actually like going to see him. I saw a psychiatrist once and he was dead creepy.
Well, Mark's not. He's just a normal lad. Last time I saw him, he took me out to this bistro. It was really trendy.
Did he? He never said.
It was great. He talks about food and what's good for you and what's not. Made me feel loads better about eating. That's what he's like. Dead different. A bit mad and that, but we get on really well. And he's gorgeous.
Oh, gorgeous as well, eh?
Well, quite nice looking, mind you. I haven't really noticed.
Are you sure you feel better, though?
Yeah, much, much better. Can't wait for my appointments. What I'm going to do when I'm better. If it happens too soon, I won't be able to see him anymore.
Hiya. Hi.
Hiya.
Hello. I'm glad you could come in. As you know, we've got a court date set, and we've got your medical evidence and your case history. But there is another option that I'd like you to consider. I've had this letter from the hospital trust. It's come in at the 11th hour, as it were.
Louder! Is that all right? It'll have to be louder than that when everywhere's full of people.
Maybe we should have bought old Bing a pair of earplugs.
Oh, and a blindfold. I hope everyone turns up.
Oh, stop panicking. Jackie's asked a few people to come as well, hasn't she?
Yeah. Have you asked anyone else in the end?
Oh, I told you, there's no one for me to ask.
I've asked Lee, you know.
Oh, what you ask him for? He's going to be following me around all night.
Well, he's a mate, isn't he? Well, he used to be. Anyway, I thought you and him were dead close.
He's just a kid.
He's all right, but I know what you mean.
What do you think about Mark and what he talks about? It makes Lee seem as if he's about 7.
Well, ask Mark then.
Don't be soft.
Well, what's wrong with that? You've been going on and on about him recently. I wouldn't mind seeing him myself. You'll have to watch out for me and Jackie, though.
Don't you even think about it? Nah, I can't ask him.
Oh, don't be like that. Just do it. All I can say is no.
Do you think he'd come to something like this?
We won't find out unless you ask, will you?
So, they want to settle without a court case?
That's more or less it, yes. I must stress this is a first offer, but they're willing without prejudice to make an offer of £3,000 in full and final settlement of your claim.
Do you want to buy me off?
Well, that's one way of putting it, but...
I'm not doing this for the money. I've said this right from the start. I want an apology. An apology. Someone saying sorry all those months ago, that would have done me.
I realise that, Mrs. Banks, but we do have to go through the procedure. And the way things are going, I think I might be able to get them to up that offer by perhaps several £1,000s.
Well, doesn't this offer prove they're guilty?
No, it's not like that. Settlement out of court is one way of avoiding heavy legal costs, and it's also a face-saver, if you like. I mean, they don't want their procedures aired in the open court, so they agree a figure through me, and that way everybody saves face and walks away from the problem.
Tell them no. If they admit it, we're bound to win in cause, aren't we?
No. If this case goes to court, the hospital will still defend your claim vigorously, regardless of this offer. Now, that could mean more costs and no certain result for us. I know the sum that they've offered you might not seem much for all you've gone through, but I'm sure I can get them to increase it.
You don't know the misery that operation caused. I didn't want it to boil down to money.
I do need your instructions.
What do you think, Ed?
I'm behind you, whatever you decide, love, you know that.
And I don't know what to do. We've been paying all this money and we still might lose.
Yeah, but as I said before, this is only a first offer. But I suggest that I get back to them to see if they're prepared to make an improved offer. I mean, it might be interesting just to see how far they'll go. And it doesn't preclude us proceeding with our case in court.
You were a long time?
Yes, I had to wait ages.
I thought it was just a preliminary hearing.
If you're interested, my trial's fixed for the 10th of April. I pleaded not guilty.
So fixing a date took all afternoon?
What are you suggesting? Are you suggesting that I spent the afternoon curb crawling or I was in some sleazy massage
If
parlour?
you just
Is that
let me finish. I've had Chef on twice, asking for you.
Oh, I didn't tell him where I was.
Don't worry. Mind you, if you've seen this evening's paper, he'll know exactly where you were.
Now, when I went in there, I thought it'd be all systems go for the court case. I just want it over and done with now.
Well, you could accept the cash.
I think we've had enough problems with big sums of money, haven't we? Anyway, it isn't that. It's about them apologising.
Well, you just have to wait and see what happens, Rose. Eh? Look, I better go.
Look, I could made her a cup of tea. Do you want to go for one?
No, I'll get off.
Yeah, I suppose I should get back, really. Look, thanks for coming with us, Ed. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, keep us in touch with what's going on, eh?
I will, yeah.
Right, I'll see you then.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Hi, love.
How'd you get on?
Sorry, love, no one wants to know. I can't prove regular earnings, so no one will touch me. Look at this place. All the thousands and thousands I blew on nothing. All that stupid show-off spending. It's not worth a candle. I don't know what to do, Jack. Where else can I go? Who else can I ask for money, eh?
Jimmy, there might be you.
If I just had a tenth of what I've wasted, just 1/10.
How'd you get on?
I didn't.
Have you told him?
What? What's happened? Have you heard something?
No, it's not that, Jimmy. Gary's got an idea, you know, of how he could raise the money we need.
Go on.
The last load of gear we got from Rotterdam. Davy Tilston's offered to buy it off me.
Thought I told you to flush that. No way am I having anything to do with drugs money. After all that's happened, you expect me to sell drugs to help my daughter?
Look, Jimmy.
Everything that's happened to this family has been down to drugs. And I swore I'd have nothing to do with them ever again. No!
Not even if it gets our Lindsay home.
There are people lying dead because I was involved with drugs.
That's how your Lindsay and Mike Dixon might end up. Either that or spending years rotting in some foreign prison. Just one last deal, Jimmy. Isn't it worth it to get them out?
You all done?
No problems.
Took your time, didn't you? I was beginning to think Big Davy had pulled some sort of stunt on you.
No, all sweetness and light. Paid up just like that.
And you sure you weren't followed? Because I wouldn't put it past him to send someone after you to get that money back.
I've told him we won't be in touch again. That we finished dealing.
Good. So how much?
30k.
30,000 quid? You paid your top back just like that?
Well, he weighed it and tested it, like.
He knows it's uncut and pure.
I'm hardly likely to forget, am I? Well, he knows what he's doing. He's going to make a fortune out of that lot.
Can't believe I'm doing this. He's scum, that fella. And we're scum for selling it to him.
Yeah. But at least you got the cash you need. Where's Jackie?
Round at Air Val's. She's got about as much stomach for this as I have. Just you remember, this is dirty money, OK?
Seriously.
Yeah, I really hated saying goodbye to her, you know, mate.
Hey, you did the right thing, mate.
Just wish Mandy hadn't taken us to live so far away.
Yeah, but at least you're still in touch, aren't you?
Yeah, I know.
Listen, was she narked with you?
She was a bit, yeah. But we had a good talk. I just got carried away with having a baby to myself, you know. I realised that now. Mandy was really scared. She thought that I was going to try and keep her for good. I just didn't realise how worried she'd be.
But you've made your peace, though, haven't you?
Yeah, I suppose so. But I'm not going to give up, though, mate. I still want to be a proper dad to Ruth. And hey, thanks for stopping me making a fool of myself.
Hey, son, you weren't making a fool of yourself. You're just being a dad.
It's mad, isn't it?
What?
Me being someone's dad. I still can't believe it.
Neither can I.
Ah, Rachel. There you are. I needed to have a word with you about this party of yours.
Oh, who's having a party?
I am. It's my 17th.
Today? Happy birthday, love. Another Aries, eh? Same as Dolly. It's a fire sign, you know. Or is it water?
Rachel, I'm just off to the supermarket and I thought I might pick up a few crudités and vol au vents, you know, that sort of thing.
Honestly, Mr. Crosby, we're all right. Oh, I don't want to be funny in that, Mr. Crosby. But it's going to be all young people there. And I won't want you to feel out of it or anything.
Yes, but I do feel
You
that
could always come down to the bingo and then back to mine for some supper. Friday nights, I usually have pilchards on toast.
I'm sure you'd enjoy that more than the party, Mr. Crosby.
Thank you, Julia. That's very kind. But I really feel I ought to be there, just in case. Right. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Stuffy house, so. Don't let him spoil your night, girls.
Well, that's that then. We're stuck with him. Do you think I should tell a few not to come, you know, to keep him quiet?
You can't do that.
But I'll have to count how many I've asked. Have you asked anyone yet?
No.
Not even Mark?
I've thought about it, but...
Oh, ask him. At least it'll be another old fella to talk to Mr. Crosby.
Hey, you, he's 29, not 99.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Got everything on that list?
Yeah? What's going on?
I'm on my way to Bangkok. Got less than 2 hours to get the flight from Manchester to Heathrow and then on to Thailand.
You're joking.
No, it's the next available flight and I'm on it. I've got a ticket for Ron Dixon and all.
A bit rushed, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the sooner I get out there, the sooner I can get the lawyers onto our Lindsay's case. Now, come on, give us an hand, will you? Gotta let Ron know what's going on. Less than 24 hours and I'm going to be in that prison talking to her.
Want some more soup?
No, thanks, love. I'm fine. Nothing in the papers. Maxie Farnham gets a mention, but nothing about two innocent people locked up miles away from home. Nobody gives a damn.
You shouldn't get so worked up, you know. It'll do you no good.
Well, I can't help it. I am worked up. All that garbage off the Corkles about him going to Bangkok and getting lawyers. And what's happened? He hasn't moved his backside an inch.
Hiya.
Oh, hello, love.
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
Just trying to stop your dad getting so agitated about your Mike and Lindsay.
I'm just sick of waiting for things to happen.
That's why I called round. Look, I know it's not much, but the girls in the salon and all the regulars had a bit of a whip round for all night.
Oh, that's really good of you.
Bev's idea, really.
Thanks, love. Hey, if only the powers that be worried as much as the people do round here, eh? Hope that's good news from Bangkok.
Haven't you raised any more?
Nah, not a sausage. Starving me crackers just hanging around. Who was it?
It was Jimmy. He's got a proposition for you. He wants you to go over.
What?
He wants you to go over.
Right.
Dad? What are you having anything to do with him for? It's pathetic.
We're in the same boat, love, aren't we? I've got no choice. Won't be long.
I'll come with you. Help yourself to coffee, Jack.
Get me razor from the bathroom, will you? And my toothbrush, and I want some extra pairs of socks and all. Right, passport, tickets, cash, traveller's checks. All right, come in.
Well, what's happening? Have you heard anything?
No, nothing, sorry.
Well, what's all the urgency about?
Here. Take a look at that.
You're still here, are you?
I'm surprised Jackie let you in the house.
Listen, we haven't got time to waste on him. That's your ticket. I got it this morning. We've got just over an hour to get to Manchester Airport. We need to make the shuttle connection to London.
What?
Are you coming with me or not?
No way. He's in no fit state to travel. It's a 15-hour flight on that plane.
Well, it's all a bit quick, like.
Well, Jimmy, will you think about it? He's had a heart attack. He died for 2 minutes. He can't take that trip.
I promised him a ticket, and I've got him one. And I've got us an hotel room near the prison and all. We'll have to share, like, but...
Ron, you can't go.
This is what we've wanted, isn't it? And I've got the cash sorted for the lawyers and all, for both of them. It won't cost you a penny.
Where did all this money come from, like?
I had to remortgage the house. I'm sorry it took so long, but... Well, it took a bit of persuasion, you know, getting them to lend money to someone like me.
That does surprise me.
Are you coming then, or what?
Ron, will you think about what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Right, well, come on, let's get moving, eh? No money worries. All you need is your passport and some clean clobber. I'll see you at 10 to.
Is there anything I can do while you're away?
You heard what I said. You stay here and look after our Kylie and my Jackie. And I want you on the other end of that phone 24 hours a day for when I call.
Anything you say. I'm not going to do anything to break bail now, am I?
And you keep away from anyone or anything to do with drugs, right?
It's all right.
This This is mad. You can't go off just like this.
Bev's right. It's too much.
All this rushing around's going to do your heart no good.
Yeah, well, it's better for me than sitting here stewing over our Michael worrying so sick.
Come on, please don't go, please.
Bev, I have to, love. It's doing something positive instead of just waiting and waiting. Jimmy Corkle's got the money for the lawyers now, so we'll be able to set the wheels in motion.
Oh, yeah, and where's that coming from? Dad, we're talking thousands.
Yeah, well, he's remortgaged his house.
Yeah, well, I hope he can never pay it back. We'll get rid of him from here forever then.
I don't care about the flame of money. It's you I care about, Ron. What happens if you have a funny turn when you're out there?
Bev, I'll be all right, love.
Dad, it is rough over there, you know, the heat and everything.
Look, all right, so it's not the best place in the world to be, but I need to see our Michael, and I need to get things moving. Look, I'm not missing out on this. Bev, will you get us me spray and stuff and whatever else you think I might need?
Look, let me go instead, Ron. I couldn't bear it if you were ill when you were out there.
No, look, it's my son, isn't it? So I'm going. Look, I know you're worried about me, but I'll look after myself, I promise. All right?
There's a mobile, okay?
Hiya.
Casey, I've not got my diary mixed up, have I?
Sorry?
I thought you weren't due in until next week.
Oh, no, it's not that. I just wanted to see you.
All right, right. Listen, if it's urgent, I could spare about 10 minutes if you want to come to my room.
No, it's nothing like that. I just called round to see if you wanted to go to a party we're having at my place tonight.
Me?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a mega do or anything, but you're welcome to come.
Oh, right.
So, can you make it?
No, thanks for asking me and that, but sorry, I can't.
Mark?
Yeah, just a second. I've got a meeting later on, and I've arranged to meet some friends, so thanks anyway, but see you next week, eh? Bye.
I can manage my own case, you know, love.
You promised me you'd be sensible. Hey, you. I want you carrying this case as soon as you get off that plane.
Yeah, no probs.
I'll see to that, if you don't mind.
Right, let's get moving then, eh?
I will get you there on time.
Yeah, listen, thanks, Jackie. I really appreciate it.
Ring me as soon as you get there. Do you promise?
Oh, well, love, don't worry.
Give mine up to Mike and Lindsay.
Yeah, of course I will, and hey, take care of yourself.
You'll have to get in the back.
Right, yeah, no problems. You remember what I said, do you?
You can trust me, Jimmy, honest.
Yeah. I told Jackie not to worry. I'll be in touch.
Now, good luck and take care.
You too. Ta-ra, love.
Excuse me, do you mind? If you must smoke, go and find an ashtray. And preferably do it in the back garden. Have you ever considered the perils of smoking? You just had a drink, young lady. If you carry on like that, you'll end up on the floor, you know.
Someone give him a bit of whiskey and get him chilled out a bit.
Oh, my God, how many more are you expecting?
I'll get it. Might as well leave the door open, Rach. It'll let all the smoke out, Mr. Crosby.
Hiya. Hiya, boys and girls. How are you, Bing? Welcome back. Happy birthday, look. Look who I found all on the room. Listen to poor hubby.
No use moping, is there? You don't think it's terrible me being here, do you? Everything there was Ron being away and that?
No, we both deserve it, and I might do the same. Just enjoy yourself.
Thanks for taking me to the airport. Did they get going all right?
Yeah, should be well on the way by now. I just wish I had a load of drugs to stick in Jimmy Corkle's pocket. That would have fixed him.
That's terrible.
Pissy, isn't it?
Sorry about the gear. The slave master over there made me wait until late. Look, I didn't even have time to get spammed up. I didn't like your top.
Oh, crazy off Jackie. It's great, isn't it?
Exactly, you kid. Right, let the dogs feed the rabbit. Where's the drinks?
Excuse me, Beverly.
Oh, Mr. Crosby?
Oh, nice one. And ginger ale?
I'm sorry, it's for Mr. Crosby.
Oh, thank you very much, Katie. But, no, I think I ought to keep clear head this evening.
Okay, waste not one, though.
Save it for another occasion for me, will you? I'll stick to soft drinks this evening.
Yeah, I'll try this bit.
What is it?
Alky lemonade.
Sorry?
Aussie lemonade from Australia. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, right. Thank you. Yes. That's very nice, very smooth. Oh, my God, what's happening now?
I just hope it calms him down.
Give him a few more of them, it'll be well mellowed.
Excuse me, love.
Oh, God, your advice is here.
Oh, I forgot your party was tonight. Are you having a good time?
Yes, thanks.
I hope you don't mind. I just want to see Peter for a minute.
She's mad jealous, this one. Won't let me out of the sight for 5 minutes.
Daft as a brush. Listen, love, I just want to tell you that I'll be out tomorrow. You know, the Garston bingo with Polly and Dolly, so you'll have to get your own tea.
Julie, you told me that this morning.
Oh, did I? Oh, I'd forget me head if it was loose.
Anyone would think she was into a bit of gate crashing and freeloading, wouldn't he, girls?
Oh, no. Oh, isn't he awful?
What's up, Dave? Someone let off without letting on?
Is anyone smoking illegal substances?
Why, after some?
Beverly, I'm serious, are they?
No, I don't think so. Why?
Well, I can tell you this, if any of your friends are indulging in that sort of thing, I'm going to have to bring this party to an end.
Oh, I'm sure they're not, Mr. Crosby. It'll just be just sticks or something.
All right.
Hiya.
You best, your age.
Oh, better than the tube of sparkly night. Thanks, Lee. At least have to drink.
Oh, Todd, do you want one, Katie?
No thanks. I'll just go in town to put the just sticks out.
If you wouldn't mind.
Oh, that looks nice, Dave. What is it?
It's Australian lemonade. It's very nice.
Yeah, Julie, it's right. Just a job when your mouth's as dry as a dead dingo's donga.
Oh, doesn't it take you back, Dave? Just like that stuff we used to get before the war. Dandelion and Adolf.
Yes, I think it's rather like homemade lemonade.
A couple more of them, she won't remember the war.
There's no just expanding in there, Mr. Crosby, honestly.
Really? Could have sworn there were. Oh, well, never mind. These really are very nice, aren't they?
Right, well, I'm going to go and check out the talent. You coming?
Oh, definitely.
Is Mark coming, Katie?
No, he couldn't make it.
Why? He hasn't got a girlfriend, has he?
Don't know, he's just got this important meeting tonight, so see him next week.
Go on, then. So how are things, then? Still doing what they told you to?
Yeah, I'm fine.
No more midnight feast, then?
No, seeing Mark picking up's been a big help, honest.
I'm glad to hear it.
Are you sure you don't want to drink, Katie?
Told you, no.
Oh, dear. Never mind, I'll tell you what to do. No, it's really about the girls here. Why don't you make her jealous, old son? Now, that never fails. Take it from one who knows, eh? Cheers.
Well, it's a miracle they've both gone off with the noise coming from the bungalow. I thought David was supposed to have things under control.
Hardly Woodstock, is it?
Oh, well, if you can stand the noise, that's fine. I'm back off to work.
Okay.
Look, if I finish work early, get back, maybe we can sit down and talk a few things through.
I don't think so.
Why not?
I've said everything I want to say. Anyway, I think I'll get an early night. Try not to wake Thomas when you come back.
Look, what happens next? We're hardly speaking.
Yeah, there is that question. I haven't decided yet.
Are you sure you and your Jean haven't, well, you know,
What?
fallen out? It seems a bit strange to me, you coming back on your own.
No. Jean and I might have had our ups and downs over the years, yes, but she's happy. She's always wanted to do this. And who am I to deny her in our twilight years, eh?
Yeah, but going round Africa with people she doesn't even really know.
Oh, it's New Guinea, actually. Papua New Guinea. It's near Australia. And she's in good hands. I mean, this chap Eric's a very seasoned traveller. I wonder what she's doing now.
That's what I'd be worried about. Hey, this is a bit Moorish, isn't it? Do you fancy another one?
Yes, yes, why not?
Excuse me, though.
Oh, hello, son. Mission accomplished? You got her positively seething with jealousy?
She's locked herself in her bedroom.
Oh. Oh, well, never mind. You just redouble your efforts. Go on. Women love a forceful type.
Hey, I've doubled up before these gallers drink the lot.
Oh.
Now, what were you saying about these new friends of your Jean's?
Katie, can I come in?
Oh, doesn't it make you feel old, eh? Before I know it, Ollie and Jim will be carrying on like this.
I'll be 40 next year. It doesn't seem like 5 minutes. Since I was 17, I've been Rod Stewart's haircut, me loons.
Hey, you'll feel it with your own kids, Sin. The years will just zip by, mate.
Yeah. Makes you realise what you're working for, though, does I mean, everything's changed for me now. But I've got to do something with myself, you know, so I can give everything to Ruth for when she gets older.
Yeah, I know how you feel, mate.
I'm just marking time, Mick. I mean, all that money in the bank. And what am I doing, eh? The same old thing, cleaning windows. I've got to do something with my life before I'm 40.
Come on, what are you doing standing there? Dance!
Oh, hang on a minute, Rachel, too early for this.
Come on.
Oh, all right, perhaps a quick foxtrot then, come on.
Hello, Patricia. Sorry it's so late. May I come in?
Well, if it's Max you're after, I'm afraid he's at work.
I realise that. It was you I wanted to see, actually.
What about?
Well, if I could come in, it's a bit difficult to speak with that racket from next door. I presume your father's tenants are having a party.
Look, I was just about to go to bed. If you could just tell me what you want.
I'm sure you must be very upset over this business with Max and this girl.
Well, you don't have to be Einstein to work that out. What exactly has it got to do with you?
Please believe him when he says he's innocent.
I'm sorry.
He came to see me yesterday. After he'd been to court, he was terribly upset. Believe me, Patricia, he didn't go with that girl. It was just a catalogue of unfortunate, I don't know, circumstances. But I know he's innocent. Please believe him.
Well, sounds like you two had quite a discussion behind my back.
Only because you wouldn't speak to him.
I don't believe I'm hearing this. I mean, what's going on? Have you and Max got some kind of pact? Did Max ask you to come here?
No, it was my idea. I just want you to believe him.
When are you going to learn? He's my husband, not yours.
I don't want to argue. I just want to convince you that he's telling the truth. You know, I've known Max a lot longer than you, and I think you're forgetting he was my husband once. And I think I know him better than you.
I want you to leave now.
I know he wouldn't go with a prostitute. He came to see me the day after it happened. He was out of his mind with worry. Look, he just wouldn't do it. Believe me, he's telling the truth.
And did you say you knew? The day after it happened?
I didn't mean to tell you. Max came to discuss it with me. He was frightened,
You
worried.
You knew all those weeks before me.
He came to see me. How could I turn him away? Especially when he felt he couldn't talk to you. I mean, he was frightened what you might say.
Just go, now.
I mean, what sort of marriage is that? When you can't even talk to each other?
Hey, guys, do you want to see something really good?
Hey, have you seen Bing and Julia? Must be too much fun. We can't take the face.
Jackie, have you seen me kit?
idea of the noise that you're making?
We're just having a good time.
Where's Mr. Crosby?
Mr. Crosby!
This noise is ridiculous. Do you realise I've got 2 children trying to...
Maxio, son. What's the problem?
What's the matter, Dave? Not more gate crashes, is it?
My God. You got no sense of fun, have you? Has it, Jim?
Right. That music turned down. Thank you very much. Get out of my way!
Hey, what's up, Max? Being in the paper's a bit of a celebrity now, eh?
Hey, fellas, watch your girls. He'll have them as soon as your back's turned. He's insatiable, aren't you, Maxie?
How dare you laugh at me? How dare you make judgments? I didn't do it. I'm innocent.
You hear me? I'm innocent.
Next on 4, a career break leads to one stunt after another and a hoedown with a guy named Bert. Reynolds, that is, in Sybil. And over on ITV shortly, the Ruth Rendell Mysteries.
Rachel! Oh. Jackie!
Thomas, come on, you're going to be late for school.
Is that, something I should know about?
Something for me to look forward to. I'm appearing in court, remember?
Mummy, I'm ready.
Yeah, well, put your coat on. Go straight out to the car, Thomas. Oh, quite sure that Susanna's already got it on her wall planner, since she knows everything else before I do.
Look, Patricia.
Morning, Mr. Crosby.
Rachel, did you know that there are 2 louts sleeping in the bathroom? I can't even get in to have a shave, and there is no milk left for my morning tea.
Oh, sorry. There was loads of us drinking coffee by the end of the night.
Yeah, I can see that. Didn't anyone think about washing the cups up?
I'll start getting it all sorted out now.
You...
Katie, we need to start clearing up.
You can begin by removing those 3 smelly sock debauch sheets from my bedroom. I'm going out to get some milk.
Mr. Crosby,
Yes.
don't use your own money. Take some out of the kitty.
That's very considerate of you. Thank you. Ah, morning, Katie.
I'm going to need a hand sorting all this out.
Well, where's Jackie?
She went to work ages ago.
I'm going to go back to bed.
And what about all this?
Look, I just can't face it at the moment, okay?
Well, Rachel, when you do finally get this place cleared up, I'm going to call a residents' house meeting to discuss your futures here.
There you go, Annie. Get some caffeine in your hand. Kickstart your system.
Oh, nice one, sir. You come in there for a session. Sweat some last night's ale out.
Oh,
Tell you what, there's nothing I'd rather do more, apart from die. Tell you what, lad, I'm getting too old for this party and that.
Yeah, it's beginning to look that way.
Yeah.
Good night, don't
All right, was ya? Hi, Pink. Jolly nothing. Been on the old carrot juice, have you?
Carrot juice?
Yeah, you know, the ale.
No, certainly not. I was only drinking lemonade, as a matter of fact.
Do you reckon we should have told him?
No, he'll find out soon enough, won't he?
Morning, Eddie.
Oh, all right, then.
I just wanted to say that I hope the noise from the party last night wasn't too excessive.
Well, no. I mean, it's not as if they go mad every night, is it? I don't know what time our Lee rolled home, like.
No, to be perfectly honest, I can't remember too much about the end of the evening myself. I must have dropped off.
Oh, right. So you really entered into the spirit of things, did you?
Me? Good God, no. Can't stand the pace these days. No, I was just there in a supervisory role to ensure things didn't get out of hand.
Oh, right.
So, how's Rosie? I've hardly seen her since I got back.
Well, I'm just going to see her now. She spends a lot of her time at her sister's and at work, you know.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Well, look, I won't detain you now. I'll see you around.
See you, Dave.
Hello there.
Oh, hiya.
Any news from Thailand?
No, not yet. Did you know that Ron and Jimmy have flown over there?
Yes, I had heard. Fingers crossed, eh?
Thanks, love. Nice to know so many people are pulling for us, you know.
Indeed. Well, look, good luck with it.
Thanks.
I'll see you, Jackie.
Ta.
Bye for now.
And you. Hello? Jimmy? Jimmy? What? He's not into that anymore. No, look, Jimmy's not here. Listen, would you mind getting off this phone, please? I'm expecting an agent call. And I never want you calling this number again, all right?
Hiya. Have you heard anything from me dad?
Not yet. He said he'd ring when he could.
Oh, I hope they can sort something out. Oh, Michael must be going out of his mind by now.
You were open bright and early this morning.
Got no choice, have I? Can't not turn up when people have made early appointments.
Should have got Peter to open up.
Joking, aren't you? Paul's went to a taxi at 4:30 this morning. We've been on them tequila slammers.
Glad I got off when I did. It was a good party, though, wasn't it? Hey, what do you think of me Humpty Dumpty extravaganza?
Very egg-like.
Well, you can tell your customers there's 50 quid stashed in one of them. So the more they buy, the more chance they've got of winning.
50 quid? That keen to get rid of them, are you?
Desperate. I want to prove to your dad I can do it. And with this business with Mike, we need every penny we can.
Go on, then. I'll take one. I'll share it with the girls.
Just the one?
Yeah, for now. Oh, and you better give us some mints and all. I don't want to be breathing last night's chili all over me clients. Oh.
Well. 2 of our revellers who aren't still draped all over the bungalow.
Hey, Dave. Did you enjoy the party last night?
Well, let's just say it was an experience.
A hair-raising experience, eh?
You look like you've been tangoed.
Oh, I don't know about that. There weren't too many tangos danced last night, as you well know. Just endless repetition of this awful pounding disco rave rubbish.
Listen, I'd better get back to the salon. I've only got one stylist on with me. We've got someone booked in for the tint. I'll pay for these later.
See ya.
Right, Beverly. Restocking on a few essentials, complete.
Rosie.
Ed! What are you doing here?
Some mail came to the house for you this morning.
Oh, I thought something had happened to our Lee for a minute there.
No. It looked important, so I thought, come and find you, save going to your moles.
Oh, thanks. Oh, looks like stuff from the Building Society. It's probably just a statement. I'll look at it later. It won't be anything urgent.
My checks are still being paid into the joint accounts, aren't they? They should
Of course, yeah. Look, I'm due a break, you know, if you fancy a coffee or anything.
be. Yeah, might as well. Give us a chance to talk about all this hospital business, won't it?
Right, yeah. Come on. There's a calf down here does a mean toasted tea cake.
Come on, get up. Come on. Here. still orange, Rachel? No.
Right. I've called this meeting to discuss the terms of your tenancy agreement, especially after last night's fiasco. Speaking of which, I don't know whether any of you have noticed the state the back garden's in. I mean, apart from all the empty bottles and beer cans littered all over the place, it looks like someone's been sleeping on the bedding plants.
I think someone did.
In fact, the entire garden's a total mess, and you as tenants are responsible for its upkeep. It's in the agreement.
Sorry, none of us know very much about gardening.
Well, looks like I'm going to have to devise a management plan for it and install a sprinkler system. I don't want to risk losing everything in the summer. Oh, I don't suppose any of you know whether the lawnmower is in good working order?
I didn't even know we had one. Yeah, there's a letter for you, Mr. Crosby.
Oh. From Mrs. Crosby, postmarked France.
Look, is this house meeting over now? I've got to get back to work.
Well, actually, no. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but I will not be renewing your tenancy agreement. And as it's due to expire in a fortnight, I suggest you all look for alternative accommodation.
That's not what you were saying last night, Mr. Crosby.
Last night?
At the party? Yeah, when you signed the new lease for us.
I did what?
Well, you seemed dead keen for us to stay on.
Oh, it certainly looks like my signature.
Oh, yeah, it is. And we took a Polaroid photo of you signing it and all, just in case you forgot. Have you got it, Rach?
Well, that's extraordinary. I don't remember anything about this at all. I'm beginning to wonder whether anyone spiked my lemonade.
I think I'd better get back to work. And I think you'll find it runs for another 6 months.
I must be going senile.
Well, you were very tired and it was pretty late when you signed it. Look, I've been room if anyone wants me.
I hope to God Mrs. Crosby isn't thinking of coming back home soon. She'll probably find herself having to sleep on her own floor.
Is she somewhere nice? Is everything all right?
She's in the south of France, met up with an old friend. Well, no need to worry about her coming back here soon. If she comes back at all.
I know it's been a long wait, Rose, but the court case is only a month away now. We just got to hold our nerve, thanks to...
Oh, I'm dreading it, Ed. And with the Aussie offering to settle out of court, well, it'd just save all the hassle, wouldn't it? I'm not sure I can face having it all dragged through the papers and that.
That's why they're offering to settle, isn't it? They don't want their name ruined either.
I'm seriously considering accepting the offer.
£3,000, nothing. Well, after everything they've put you through.
It's a lot of money.
Not to them, it isn't. They deal in millions every week. The bottom line is, they don't want to admit they were wrong in public. If you accept their offer out of court, they don't have to admit anything.
All this, when just a letter of apology would have done.
Look, love. If you want to take it all away and go to court, I'll back you up. If you want.
Thanks. It's hard, isn't it? Maybe I should just accept the offer and put it all behind me.
I suppose getting any amount is like them saying they've lost and you've won, isn't it? Seems a shame not to make them pay up big style, though. I need you back at work.
Look at us. We're not shouting at each other. We're not sitting here wanting to kill each other. We're just talking. Like we used to. Don't know about you, but I could make her another coffee.
Yeah, go ahead then.
Won't matter if I'm a bit late getting back.
Oh, hi. I've just done some tuna fish steaks, BSE free.
Max.
Nobody touched beef in the restaurant, so we're going to have to rewrite the menu.
Well, speaking of mad cow disease, we need to talk about you and Susanna.
Well, we still have to eat, so I thought it would be nice if we did it together.
Well, I'm not sure I want to share anything with you at the moment, not after you've seen fit to share your most intimate moments with her.
Look, I know why you're angry, and I can't undo what I did, mistakenly. But I just wish you could be more understanding why I went to talk to her.
You just don't see it, do you, Max? Your problem is that you don't actually believe that it's wrong to confide in your ex-wife behind my back, to tell her things you don't tell me.
I went to Susanna because I was too frightened to talk to you about it.
Oh, I thought it was because I wouldn't even listen.
And because I knew how hurt you would be. And that's it. But there's no point me begging you to believe me, is there? You've obviously made your mind up already.
But, Max, if you don't feel that you can trust me with something as big as this, then... Well, then how can you expect me to trust you about anything?
Tell you what, it's a good thing we're on diet, otherwise we'd have bought the lot.
Thanks. Hey, remember, there could be 50 quid in one of them.
Hey, here's open, eh? Hey, hope you hear from Ron and Jimmy soon.
Join the club.
Go on. See you, Bev.
See you later.
Ta.
Ta.
Thanks. Thanks for me coffee.
Get on my way.
Do you want an egg for Kylie? Because the way my promotion's going, there's going to be none left.
You're really trying to make a go of this place, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's hard. Hey, Jack, you don't fancy coming back, do you? Do a few hours for us?
Well, to be honest, Bev, I don't know how long I'm going to be around, you know. Me and Jimmy have gone our separate ways. I'm only really staying until the mess with Lindsay and Mike sorted out.
Right, I didn't know.
So, which egg is the £50 note in, then?
Well, that'd be saying.
Oh, go on, I can keep a secret.
Well, it's a promotion, isn't it? To sell the eggs. So you don't really put the dosh in. It's just so people will buy them. It's called aggressive marketing. There is no £50 prize.
So how come you've got a poster up saying there is?
I've told you, so people will buy them.
Bev, you can't do that to people.
Well, I've got to get rid of them before Ron comes back. He thinks I can't run the shop, and I don't want him coming out of retirement.
And what happens if you get found out?
No one will find out.
Oh. I hope you're right, love. Right, I'm gonna go home, get some dinner on. See ya.
Yeah. Jackie! The phone! The phone! It's ringing! Hello? Hello? Who is it, please? Ron! Ron, where are you? Oh, no! My mobile? Where? Hello? Cairo! You're supposed to be in Bangkok. Hiya, Jimmy, is that you? Hang on a second. He's in the phone box next to Jimmy. Jimmy, it's Cousin House. What are you doing in Cairo? Cairo, are they lost? They couldn't get a direct flight.
Jimmy, I've lost you. If you can still hear me, take care, love. Keep ringing, right?
Yeah, love you to
Sure.
bits. Take care. Bye.
Oh, couldn't understand a word he was saying. Just kept cussing out.
At least we've had news off them. They're in one piece.
Yeah, but what were they doing in Cairo?
Well, it was Jimmy. He got them a cheap charter. It's going to take them twice as long to get there.
It's typical of my Jimmy, that. I hope they're getting on, you know, cooped up together like that.
Do you think they're going to be at each other's throats?
I don't know. Anything could happen. If you or me isn't out there to keep an eye on.
They'll be all right, won't they?
Yeah, of course they will, love. Of course they will.
Hi, Claire.
Oh, Patsy.
You all right?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry to barge in like this. I've just had a very disturbing letter from your mother.
Oh, is she okay?
Oh, she's fine. Living it up in France.
Great. When's she due back?
Well, that's why she's written. To inform me that she isn't going to be back. At least not in the foreseeable future.
She's in Paris, I bet, doing all the galleries.
No, she's in the south of France. In an old walled village called Vaucluse, apparently very popular with artists.
Oh, sounds idyllic. She'll be in her element.
Well, she's with a friend of hers from way back in some kind of holiday painting
Dad,
school.
is there any particular reason why you've dyed your hair orange?
Why, what? Oh, my God. How on earth?
I thought it was some sort of fashion statement.
That bloody party. I've been walking around like this all morning. I'll be a laughingstock. Will this wash out?
I hope so.
Do you think many people would have noticed?
No, I doubt it.
I can't believe it. Those wretched girls must have slipped me a Mickey Finn last night. That would explain a lot. Patsy, can I borrow some shampoo, please?
Dad, hang on a minute. Who is it Mum's met up with?
Oh, someone from her past. You know, that woman Jane. The one she kept those love letters from all those years.
Who's Jane?
Oh, no one special. Just some lesbian who had an affair with my wife.
Oh. That Jane.
Any chance of giving us a hand? I will, but I'm tidying my room. Sorry. Oh, Katie, what's up? If you're not going to help me clear up, at least just talk to me.
Rachel, is there something you've omitted to tell me? My, hair, for example?
Oh, sorry. We only did it for a laugh.
Well, you'll no doubt be delighted to know that I've kept half of Liverpool amused for most of the day. But, you can inform your partners in crime that I shall get even with them, sooner or later. And just remind them from me, will you, that revenge is a dish best served cold.
Well, I'm gonna have to get back to work. The sack's the last thing I need at the moment.
Rose, before you go, love. All that business with Sarah, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't done just to get back at you or anything, you know. I was just on my own a lot, and she was on her own, and, well, it just happened.
Look, I can't bear the thought of you two, you know, together.
The stupid thing is, it only happened once in all those weeks.
If it had been any other woman than Sarah, I might have handled it better than I did. I've done an awful lot of thinking since I went.
Whether we were right or wrong, I don't know. We still have to live with what we did. All I can say is how sorry I am. More sorry than you'll ever know.
Here you go. See how much I've changed? I never even turned round to look daggers at the big win. I'm managing to get sorted, Dad. I really am.
Katie? Katie? Oh, I'm sorry to drag you over like this. I just thought she might listen to you. Katie, what's up?
What on earth's the matter with her?
Oh, she won't come out of her room. She's gone dead weird.
What sort of a way is that to carry on? She needs a good talking to by the sound of it.
No, just leave it. She's got a problem. She's bulimic. It's not just about her teenage tantrums. She's ill. Katie, come on, we're worried about you. Oh, yeah. I just want to be on my own. I'm really tired after last night.
Good party there, wasn't it?
Despite my tangerine tinting.
You can open the door properly, you know. I won't bite.
What's I put the kettle on, eh?
Yeah, great. I was just wondering when you're seeing this counsellor fella next. Have you seen him yet this week?
The clinic said I've finished seeing him now. I don't have to go back.
All right. Because I thought you'd only just started seeing him, and these things take a while, don't they?
So everyone's going on about him. I never liked him anyway.
Well, you can't have had all the counselling you need if you're still locking yourself up in your room, can you?
Why is everyone going off their head? I just don't want to see anyone. Katie?
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 Do you mind?
Sorry.
I'm just trying to concentrate.
It must be important. You've been working on it long enough.
I am trying to write down a detailed account of the events leading up to my arrest for my court appearance next week. Remember? D-Day. Although No, you haven't written it in your diary, have you? Well, just in case you are interested, next week my whole future goes on the line. Though how I will be able to clear my name in front of a courtroom full of strangers, I have no idea, when I can't even convince my own wife.
Honestly.
Katie? Katie, how about a nice cup of tea and a slice of hot buttered toast, eh?
Not a dicky bird.
Well, what about their counsellor? Would it be worth getting hold of him?
Something I'm not really up in, I'm afraid. People seem to get counsel for the least little thing these days.
Yeah, well, I just thought he might be able to give us a bit of advice.
In my day, people had to make do with a cold shower and a brisk walk.
Well, I think things have moved on a bit since then.
Well, I suppose it's worth a try. We seem to be getting nowhere fast.
OK, I'll see if I can find the number.
Right.
Katie?
Bev, news. Have they found? I was just coming along the parade and Jimmy came through on the mobile. They've landed safe in Bangkok and he's going to ring back as soon as he's seen them. Just took me by surprise.
You just let it all out, love.
There you are. You grab a couple of these. I'll go put the kettle on.
Will you be back in time for the children's bedtime?
Yeah, all being well. Come with me if you like.
Where?
Work out my plan of action at the solicitors for court next week.
I'll see you when you get back.
Thanks for your support.
Better have that out there where I can get to it easy for when they call.
Hey, you know what they say? A watch pot never boils.
Thanks for that, Julia.
Oh, hey, I've got a feeling in me water that the big price is definitely inside one of these.
Hey, it's all right there, Julia. I know the prices.
You haven't had a winner yet, have you, Bev?
Not yet, no.
So the £50 is still in one of the eggs, then?
Yeah, that's what the sign says.
It's for sweet tooth, eh?
Oh, wait, they're not all for me. Friends are as keen as mustard to win this £50 and all. They're all housebound, you know.
£18.60, please.
Right, then. Oh, I hope one of my lot wins. I'll be back for a few more of these if they don't.
There you go.
Thanks, love. Ta-ra, love.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
See ya. But there isn't going to be a winner, is there, Bev? As there's no 50 quid in any of them.
Customers don't know that.
If people are buying eggs in good faith, you've got to put money in one of them, Bev.
Well, that'll bring me profits right down.
Well, it may not be my place to comment, but what'll happen if you don't and someone finds out? You'll get a bad name, won't you? And if you get a bad name, it sticks. You'll never get rid of it. Believe me, being married to Jimmy all these years, I know what that's like.
Do you reckon?
Well, people like Julia, they'll never forgive you if they find out, and word spreads so fast. You could go out of business, something like that. What's your wrong gonna say then?
You made me feel dead guilty now. Quick, pass us an egg before we get another customer. Have you got some sellotape? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello? Anyone in?
Hey, Mum. What are you doing here?
I thought I'd call round, see how you were.
All right, I suppose.
Is your dad in?
No, he's not back from work yet. You gonna stay till he gets back?
I don't know. We'll see, eh?
He said he saw you in the cafe yesterday. Said you're okay.
Oh, what else did he say?
That was it.
Oh, all right. Have you had your tea?
No, not yet. You don't fancy making us some, do you?
Could do. I've got a couple of chops here.
Is there enough for all three of us?
What, you mean wait for your dad?
Yeah, it'd be made up.
Oh, yeah, the cavalry's arrived. Mark Smith.
Oh, right.
Katie Rogers does live here, doesn't she?
Yes?
Could I see her?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sorry. Do come in. I'm sorry about that. I was expecting someone a little more, mature, I suppose.
Now, where have I heard that before? How is she?
Well, since yesterday, she's locked herself in a room and, she seems to have retreated into a shell.
So, through here, is it?
Yes, straight ahead.
Katie, it's the mad Tranmere fan.
Mark?
What's up, Katie?
I don't want to see you. They shouldn't have made you come.
Thanks very much. Pleased to see you too. I could take a wee while. This is, any chance of a brew?
Yes, of course.
You know, if you stay there much longer, you'll get frostbite.
Don't know whether to go for the meal for two or the 2 meals for one. They never seem to fill me up. That's the problem.
See, what you need is an Easter egg. That'll fill the gap.
Yeah, well, the 50 quid will come in handy.
Aye, offer you can't refuse. And you being a lottery winner, you might be on a winning streak.
Go ahead, then. I'm mug enough to have a go.
Right then, take your pick.
No, I think I'll, have one from that lot, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course, whatever.
So, how do you know which one's got the cash in, then?
Well, I don't. There's this little old lady who comes in all the time. I got her to jumble them up for me. Gotta be fair, haven't I?
I think I'll have that one.
All I know is a favourite is dark chocolate.
Oh, is it?
But you pays your money and you takes your chances. So that's one milk chocolate egg.
Oh, hold on. I think I've changed my mind. I think I'll have that one.
Much more likely.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll have that one.
Then again, I'm not promising anything. Mind you, used to taking a gamble in your house, aren't you? Right, so that's £6.75 altogether, please.
5, 6, 20, 40, 60, 75.
Ta. And good luck.
Thanks, Bev. See ya.
Ta-ra.
Katie, we're having a brew. Do you want to join us?
Nearly. Come here, you two in there. Come here.
Oh, here's my dad.
Good. Nearly ready.
Aye, aye. Something smells good.
Hiya.
Hiya. Mum's done us chops and mash.
All right. Lovely.
I hope you don't mind. I just come to see how Lee was and I had some shopping with me. I didn't think you'd be back this early.
I asked Mum if she'd stay for tea. That's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Why not? This lot won't spoil there. Most of it will go in the freezer.
Those spots ready, yeah?
Yeah, almost.
Do you want to put some plates in to warm?
Yeah, okay.
I'll lay the table then.
Sorry, we're short.
It's only me.
Oh, hello. This is a surprise.
Well, when you phoned and said Ron had landed, I just couldn't settle. Couldn't just sit back and do nothing. After all, Michael is my child. So, I've come to give you some moral support.
Well, it's very nice of you to pop in, but I was just about to go home, actually. I'm locking up.
That's all right. I'll come back and keep you company.
Lovely.
Hello, Max. How are you? Sorry about the rig out.
I thought I had the DTs there for a minute. Must be a round table do, or is there something you need to tell me?
Easter ball tonight, and I'm perilously close to being late now. I'm Chief Easter Bunny.
Oh.
Haven't seen much of you lately.
No, I've been rather busy having my good name ruined.
So, what's up, Doc?
Well, I just want to go over everything one more time. I just think in court I'll find it very difficult to convince anyone I'm not guilty.
Well, now that you've come to a 6-foot herbivore for legal advice, you could always plead insanity.
Look, Warren, I need serious help here. I'm facing a prison sentence for a start, let alone a wrecked business and a ruined marriage.
Sorry, Max. Let's start again, eh?
The way things are going, you're my only hope.
We don't seem to be making much headway, do we?
No, it's taking longer than I thought, but we'll get there.
I am a trained pharmacist, you know.
Are you?
Well, maybe there's something I can do.
No, it's a bit more complicated than that. Actually, there is something you might do.
Yes, whatever.
Well, see, I think Katie's feeling a wee bit self-conscious knowing that you're out here. Would there be any chance of you,
Oh, yes, of course. Privacy of the doctor-patient relationship, I understand. I'll make myself scarce.
Much appreciated.
Oh, I'll just be at my daughter's next door if you need a second opinion.
Right, Katie, it's just me here now, okay? Knock twice for yes, once for no. Katie, your mate. Jackie, is it? Well, she's really worried about you. So worried, in fact, she went to the trouble of tracking me down and persuaded me to come and see you. But I can't stay forever, Katie. I'm needed at the unit. You know that more than anyone, don't you? Right. If you want me to go, I'll go.
No, wait. Mark? Sorry.
Sorry? What are you sorry for? This is progress.
So, what are my chances?
Not good.
I am innocent. Admittedly, I've been a bit stupid and most definitely naive. But why would I go with a prostitute? You believe me, don't you?
So, first thing, we're going to have to see what the prosecution evidence against you is. And this femme de la nuit, Linda, we'll have to check out how reliable a witness she is.
Yeah, but she's the only person who can actually prove I did nothing.
Well, it may be worth us issuing her a summons to ensure she's there in case we need her. Apart from that, it's hard to go into much more detail without seeing what the police have to say.
The police? This doesn't sound good, Warren.
Oh, I wouldn't give up hope yet. What do you think the chances are of you persuading Patricia to speak up for you? Playing the supportive wife role?
No, not a chance.
I'd work on her if I were you, Max. You're going to need all the help you can get. Listen, I'm going to have to go, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Look, Warren, realistically, what are my chances?
Pretty slimish, I'm afraid.
Patsy, has it occurred to you at all that Max might actually be innocent? I mean, he does seem genuinely aggrieved about the whole business.
Or is it that he doth protest too much? Does seem inherent in the male of the species. Thomas does it all the time. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Or maybe he just gets that from Max.
In any event, doesn't he deserve your loyalty?
No. He doesn't. I mean, he's not exactly renowned for being the most faithful man in the world, is he? And now here he is, plastered all over the papers, and the whole family's up to its neck in sleaze.
Yes, but why would he want to go to a prostitute?
I don't know, Dad. You tell me. Men do, don't they? You've even strayed yourself in the past.
Yes, but not with a tart.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to come out like that. I just remember all that mess with Uncle Clive. I wonder if I should go over and see Mum in France, get away from it all for a while.
Oh, it could be a wise move. Things can look better from a distance.
I'm just not used to running away from things there.
Well, I'm sure your mother'd be delighted to see you. Providing her friend Jane can spare, of course.
Certainly very tempting. I had real trouble getting Thomas to go to bed tonight. I mean, he knows there's something very wrong. Max and I, we're certainly not doing each other any good.
You know, maybe I should come over with you. I could try and persuade Jean to come back to me.
Oh, Dad, she hasn't left you. She's just visiting a friend. She'll be back home soon, I'm sure.
Doesn't feel that way to me.
Do you want another cup of coffee, love?
No, I'm all right. Has something happened?
Jimmy phoned. He's in a terrible state. Sobbing his house. He just kept saying, "Oh, little girl." They've got our little girl living like that. A cell's the size of our bathroom, and there's 5 of them in there. 5. And some of the stuff we've sent them's been robbed. Jarred mice of all things. And she's lost weight. She had the runs for 2 weeks. Could hardly speak, you know. He says he's never seen anything like that in his life. He wouldn't bath a dog in the water to give them to drink. Sounds even worse than when I was out there. But she sends the love, you know, and she says how much it means to her, what everyone back home's trying to do for them.
Any word about Mike?
Come on, let's make a cup of coffee.
I wasn't expecting you to be here, Dee. Sorry there's no news about Mike.
Yeah, we all have to be patient. Just came to keep Bev company.
I only invited her in for a coffee. That was 3 hours ago. Can't get rid of her. You look shell-shocked.
I've never heard Jimmy cry like that before. He just went buckets for his little girl.
Hey, she'll be fine. You just wait and see.
Feel better for having something to eat?
Bloated. I feel better for talking to you, though.
Now they're Polish for my ego, eh?
No, I mean it. It's like everything kind of gets out of control and I feel as if I can't cope. Then you get everything back to normal again.
Yeah, but, I mean, you can't depend on me forever, can you? You've got to learn to fend for yourself. Not lean on other people. Especially not me. Because you know what'll happen, don't you? Just when you need me most, I'll be out of my head at some Stone Roses concert or something.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm seeing someone. About 2 hours ago.
Is it the girl I saw you with the other day?
Which girl?
When I turned up last week, the one you went off with?
Oh, right, you mean my sister?
Oh, was that your sister? I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything, I was just saying.
Is that why you didn't want to see me today? Because you thought she was my girlfriend? Well, I'm only asking to try and understand you, Katie. I mean, I don't mean to embarrass you. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah, I suppose it was. I feel stupid now.
I'm really flattered, Katie, but I'm your counsellor with a professional code of practice to tell me who I can and can't fancy. And I'm afraid it's against the rules to get something going with someone I'm cheating. So, it doesn't matter how fanciable any of my clients are. It's more than my job's worth to get involved.
I'm sorry, I never thought.
You gonna be okay if I get off?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'm gonna try really, really hard. I'm gonna keep my food intake records every day. And the main thing, I've got to try and stop depending on other people. And I promise you, I'll never do anything like this again.
Don't promise me. Promise yourself.
Cross me out and hope to get better.
Dee Dee, and you better be heading back to Bolton now. It's pitch black outside. It's nearly an hour's drive.
I know. I'm glad I brought my overnight bag with me.
Oh, right. I wasn't expecting...
Well, with things the way they are, I'd rather be on the spot in case any news comes through.
Don't you need to be in Bolton for work?
They were very understanding when I told them what had happened. I'm due some time off, so if you're sure it's not going to be too much trouble...
Well,
there'll be no problem about me bedding down in old Michael's room, will there? Don't suppose he'd mind.
No, of course not.
Oh, hi. Didn't think you'd still be up.
No, Tom's wet the bed. He's been restless all night.
Oh.
Doesn't like us shouting at each other all the time.
Seems to have coped well so far, I suppose.
So, did you see Warren?
Yes, he was very supportive. He also had some interesting thoughts on your perspective on this whole business. He asked to be remembered to you.
Oh, what particular thoughts might he have had on my perspective?
He thought that if you could somehow bring yourself to come to court with me and be sort of with me.
A supportive little wifey.
No, just with me. Things might not turn out to be as bleak as they look at the moment, which is pretty bleak anyway. So, those are his thoughts.
What are yours?
Mine are quite simple. I want you to stand by me because you love me and you believe me, and not just because my solicitor thinks it might get me off.
I was talking to Dad about us and about Mum, and we thought it might not be a bad idea for me to go out and see her, take the kids.
For a holiday?
Well, a break for a while.
Oh. Well, I think that's an excellent idea. You might be able to get some cheap travel deals in a couple of weeks, especially when the Easter rush has died down.
I wasn't going to wait that long. I was just going to go as soon as I could sort out a flight.
You mean you're not even going to be here when I'm up in court for something I didn't even do?
For the sake of the children and my sanity.
Brookside, the Backstage Tour, the new Brookside video, is out now in the shops. Or you can send a cheque, payable to BSS, for $12.99, to Brookside, the Backstage Tour, P.O. Box 6120, London W5 2GJ.